Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Derek Smith with your Monday Reddit podcast for 3/16/2020. As always, shout out to Lion Straps, Nat Fit, Country Crush, and Smoking Sixes Meal Prep. For Country Crush and Smoking Sixes, I actually have a discount code. I don't mention enough. Somebody asked me to mention it. It's DREK10, DWREK 10. With no spaces. Save you guys 10% on those orders at Country Crush and Smoking Sixes Meal Prep. All right. So, let's see. Quick catch up. Man, obviously this sickness pandemic thing is affecting everybody. So as far as my career and what's been going on with me, quick update. What have I been doing? Had practice on Sunday, yesterday. It was a smaller practice, but still pretty good. The hotel that we practiced at said that they plan on staying open. The lady was telling me that they don't close for nothing. It's at a Doubletree Hilton. And so the pretty much the practice, and if practice continues to go on, will be my decision. So I'll take that into consideration and feel it out, really. See if my team's going to keep practicing or not. I don't know. We'll see. I'll keep an eye on the news and stuff and see if it's still a safe bet to do that. But besides that, I mean, been working out of my house more lately rather than going to the gym, trying to not be around people as much if I can help it. And obviously, there's a lot of stuff going on with all that. I don't want to get too much into the whole coronavirus thing because that's all we hear about everywhere. And let's talk about the stuff we love and take our mind off it for a minute. Talk about some arm wrestling, huh? So, on to the Reddit stuff. Since my last podcast, the first thing that was posted was by Rodental. It's the NBK Zombie Classic 2020. So this is, man, everything's going to be related to coronavirus. So this is the practices that they had in Ohio since the Arnolds got canceled. This is Devin and a bunch of people met up at bars and they were practicing for like 4 days in a row. Devin was arm wrestling. I find it's hilarious that some people are still posting. I see like on YouTube videos and stuff like that. Like, man, Devin's almost getting beat at these practices. He arm wrestled for like 4 days in a row, guys. So the fact that you see Devin, struggling or even getting pinned by some people for like 4 days in a row, that's a lot of arm wrestling. Like, I couldn't imagine arm wrestling. A lot of really strong guys that went to the Arnolds to compete. So these are some of the top guys in North America in their weight classes. And you're arm wrestling them like every day. Yeah, you're going to be tore down. Like, I don't know. People are reading into this practice stuff a lot. But kudos to Devin, man. That's amazing. I can't. My arms, there's no way. No way. A day, dude, 2 days would be like struggling. 3 days, hell no. But yeah, I mean, just these practices are cool. These videos really show a lot of weird angles, and I like watching all this strap work and stuff. But yeah, I mean, you've seen these videos everywhere of all these practices, so not much to say about that, I guess. Somebody else also commented, and they didn't understand how this podcast worked, guys. So there's a website called reddit.com, which is basically like a big community sharing site where people, there's a lot of different topics, but it's mostly like ran by the community, right? It's not, a lot of people don't control it, I guess, as much. So there's an arm wrestling subreddit. So there's a little part of this website that's just about arm wrestling, which is the part that I run, where I moderate. So on there, it's a bunch of people talking about arm wrestling. So if you want to just talk about topics of arm wrestling, people posting their questions of their training or, posting videos about arm wrestling, it's all on there, right? So then it's just a bunch of people having conversations about the things that are posted. So kind of like a forum, like the old forums. That's what we do over here. So every week I go over all the topics of this past week, give my opinion, my take on it. Sometimes I have guests, and they give their opinions and takes on the topics, and then, that's what happens. All right, moving forward. So yeah, when people were saying when I refer to a video, they don't know what video I'm talking about. Yeah, just go on Reddit and then start from my last podcast and scroll up, and you can read along with me. All right, next post, posted by Say It's Over. Arm wrestling during coronavirus. I was thinking since coronavirus is taking over, the safe thing to do instead of making contact with someone else in a local competition is to simply record yourself doing some arm wrestling lifts. You would send in your video to the refs on the day of the competition, and whoever has the highest weight total for all the lifts wins the match. That would be awesome. I mean, actually, would that be awesome? I don't know, man. I don't know if I'd win everything. Yeah, my levers are not meant for producing high high lifts. Yeah, that's that's interesting. Yeah, we'll just send videos of us lifting weights into the referees, and whoever lifts more wins that category. Then you can just mail me the check. How about that? Moving forward, posted by Criminal Scum. It says, in light of the virus going around, don't stop training. And it is linked to a video of guys training in masks. I think this, I'm not sure where this is. Where is this? Are these guys Korean? Maybe? Sorry, I'm trying to see where they're from. I believe it's a Korean team. Or is it Chinese? Damn it. I can't find out. Yeah, but there's guys practicing in masks and still getting that table time in. Hopefully they all wash their hands. That's what we did at practice basically this Sunday, by the way. Practice showed up, and immediately we all just went and washed our hands in the bathroom kind of together. I mean, not together, but like at the same time, or, so that way we all started practice with clean hands, and we know that. So, nothing was transferred by anybody showing up real late. But I mean, that's the best we could do. Damn it, dude. I'm going to talk about coronavirus this whole time. I can already feel it. Everything's going to be related to it. I'm so over this. Alright, so anyway, keep training in that video. Moving forward, posted by Tuba Joe, pulling Devin at Zombie Fest 2020. Well, Tuba, I watched this video of you arm wrestling with Devin, dude, same thing. When I first pulled with him, it was a huge honor. I was really excited to do it, so I would have posted a video about it too, for sure. Yeah, man, you look strong. Definitely have some good back pressure. Your post looks nice, but don't open up so fast. Try to keep that shoulder a little bit tighter to your arm. So kind of stay in tune with the moment someone stops you, then stop separating. Right? If it doesn't go, it's not gonna go. That's kind of like one of the kind of rules in arm wrestling, right? If you're pulling in a certain angle against someone's arm and it doesn't open up, don't continue just to keep pulling that angle and separating yourself, hoping that you're just suddenly going to come across some boost of strength and they're suddenly going to get opened up, because that's not going to happen, right? So stay in tune with your arm. The moment you feel that they've stopped you, continue to stay tight and then make some adjustments, and then you can try that angle again, or try that muscle again in a different angle, or maybe rise your arm up, or try to increase your likelihood of you pulling through that arm, right? There's different ways to do that. If I want to get into it, I guess. The three ways to make someone weak, 3 ways to target someone in arm wrestling, guys, is to attack their arm, or extend their bicep, open their arm up, right? Attack their hand via, you could be you top rolling them, or you just rotating them in a hook or whatever. You can attack their hand. And then the other one is attack their shoulder and chest. So it's to push them outside their chest and shoulder, right? Those are 3 ways that I know of to make someone weak. So when you're arm wrestling, just target those 3 things. I target your shoulder and chest. So say I slide across the table, kind of like side pressure, right? Then immediately you're going to defend that. So the moment you defend with your chest and your shoulder, then I pull back and I attack your arm, or your bicep, right? The moment you defend your bicep, I attack your hand. The moment you attack your hand, I'm back on the shoulder and the chest. And then, I just keep alternating those 3 things, and until I have you spread out with your hand opened up and all the way outside your shoulder, and there's no chance of you bringing anything back, right? You just alternate between those 3 things. So whenever you're in a tight situation, you and the guy are arm wrestling, it's pretty much stuck, then you start thinking about those 3 things. Okay, here we go. Let's attack this shoulder and this chest. Sideways. Okay. All right, now let's hit his bicep. Back. And then if you want to hit his bicep and back with your sliding your elbow back isn't working, then maybe tighten up your shoulder and then apply more pressure, like down pressure on his bicep. Just find ways to target those 3 things. So it's a lot deeper of a concept. There's way more to talk about for each thing, like how to target shoulders, how to target biceps, and how to target hands. But that's the general overview of it, right? You want to target those 3 things and find ways to apply pressure on those to whittle people down, right? So yeah, man, you can only do that if you stay tight and don't separate yourself, right? Amplify your strength while taking away theirs. Moving forward, posted by Tuba Joe, my first table time with real pullers has me feeling good. And then it's a picture of Tuba Joe at the bar during the practice in Ohio. And in the picture, you see a lot of well-known guys. You see Alex Toproll and his brother Schoolboy. You see Joel Hudick, Devon Laird, Justin Major, Roger, I know his last name, I'm going to pronounce it wrong, Kangingham. And then you have Alex Toproll, Alexandria Yeah. Alex Topper's wife. And then a bunch of pullers I'm not too sure. Joseph Drellick is in there. The other people I'm not too sure of. But yeah, it's a good group. Obviously, it looks like a sick practice. Wish I was there. But yeah, I mean, bar practice. Hell yeah. Okay, moving forward. Next, I posted this. It was, I'm asking you guys about Reddit Flair and what you think. So while we're on this topic real quick, I want to re-mention the Discord thing, right? So I started a Discord for arm wrestling. So a lot of people kept asking me to start a Discord, which is like the same thing. So the same community that's on this Reddit thing, and a Discord just for arm wrestling. And I started it. I haven't started blasting the invites everywhere yet. We were just kind of making some of the groups in there and stuff like that. But basically, like I told you guys last podcast, Discord is just a chat room. It's an arm wrestling chat room. So it's like live, people talking live about arm wrestling, right? So you can go on there and chat it up. There's also a chat room in there that you can use your voice and talk to people. So that's cool as well. But Reddit, there's Flair in both of them. So what I was thinking, what Flair is basically like when you post. So say we get Devon Laird start posting on Reddit. Well, I could put next to Devon's name, I could put cool little like nicknames and stuff like that, like Legend. So whenever he posts, you see in like bright yellow, like Legend. So when his name pops up, you're like, oh, that guy, oh, it's Devon. Okay, and it kind of stands out. Or for other people, I could put things like, hook puller or hooker, I guess, top roller, or we could, do like, New York State champion next to someone's name. I could do stuff like that. Some people are saying, our subreddit's not big enough, doesn't make any sense to have that, but I don't know. You guys think I should do it? And I can do the same thing with the Discord as well. I can give you guys nicknames and cool stuff like that. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about that. But yeah, the Discord stuff, I'm gonna start promoting that and putting out the invites. I got another moderator in there with me. My buddy Phil is gonna help me run the Discord. So we got a couple people in there. Should be a cool thing to get launched. I know there's already one for Michael Todd, and I think there's one somewhere else. But from what I hear, they're not too busy. So hopefully we can start a really generic like arm wrestling one, right? All right, moving forward. Posted by Sieg Heis, Schoolboy versus Toddzilla and Devon Laird, and then it is the arm wrestling TV videos of Schoolboy pulling Devon Laird. So in these videos, Schoolboy is basically like basically destroying Todd, and giving Devon all he can handle and pinning. I think he pinned him a couple times, and like Schoolboy is awesome. People keep posting about these videos, and I can see them for what they are. They're like, he is a very strong 242 puller for sure. There's nothing taken away from that. Now, our people are saying he needs a shot in the WL. He needs to be going against Michael Todd. That's pushing it a little bit. But no, Alexander or Schoolboy is super strong, for sure. But I think maybe, in my guess, in North America at 242, I would say like top 8-ish. I would think he's somewhere in there at that weight for sure. But is he like elite? No, in my opinion, not yet. And I think he will be, right? He's super young. But yeah, he looks strong as hell. There's these videos of him pulling Todd and top rolling him and stuff at practice, but I don't know. In a real super match, it's a little different for. But I mean, I'm not trying to shit on Schoolboy at all, because I think he is really strong. But yeah, guys, don't read into these practices too much, right? They are practices. They are days into the practice and stuff like that, and people aren't all geared up for this and taking it super serious, right? Because I had Todd in my practice 2 weeks before this video, and so yeah, it's not. He doesn't really give a shit at practice what's going on. Like, he's just there for the pulling and for the beer. So yeah. Anyway, moving forward. All right, posted by Red Grams. It says, just beat 3 arms. I do some cardio, nevertheless do weights, since I messed up my back 3 years ago. But today I arm wrestle someone. I let him use 2 hands, and I beat him with ease. I still weighs 170 built. Then I tell someone else to give it a hand and just flop press since my hand budged and I won. I really want to go against an arm wrestler like Bowen to see where I stand. Okay, well, yeah, you're beating people using 2 hands, man. You're flop pressing people. You're ready. You need to go on armfighter.com and find yourself a local team. And I would say grab a hold of one of their arm wrestlers first. Test the waters and see how you feel. But yeah, I mean, that's awesome that you're beating people using two hands and you're only 170 pounds. That's great. So yeah, find a local team, man, and go in there. I wouldn't say go in there with a ton of pride, because people that go into arm wrestling with a ton of pride tend to get hurt. You know, if anybody gets hurt, it's usually the guy with a lot of pride. So go in there and just assume that they might know a thing or two more than you about arm wrestling, and stay open to learning, and then arm wrestle with the guys of your local team wherever you're at, man. So armfighter.com, they have a little part on their website that links you to local teams. So find your area where you live, find your local team, and then it should have their contact info on there, and hit them up, and then go check them out, man. Good luck, and let us know. Please post back on Reddit letting us know how your first practice went, if you were able to beat the arm wrestlers and let them use two hands, or how that goes. Moving forward, posted by Rubbersideup. WAL Abridged says, hey, a while ago I edited 505 to cut quite a lot of downtime, going to the straps, ads, intros, etc. Due to copyright YouTube issues, Bleacher Report blocked the video. I think they recently changed their stance on copyright stuff and has just claimed all the ads. So it's the WAL 505. This is the one. Sorry, I'm reading something. So this is Devin versus Wagner and stuff like that. It'd be a much better viewing experience if people did this more often and chopped up these videos. I hope you guys like it. I mean, to the average viewer, yes, it would be much more entertaining if they took out putting on the straps, the fouls, the other bullshit going on in between matches. To me, though, and I think to a lot of dedicated arm wrestlers, at this point, I like watching that stuff, right? Because I like to see the shit talking going on. I like to see the cheats going on the table. I like to see, Travis double capping over Dave Chafee's thumb before they say go. Because I notice that stuff, right? I mean, I look for that stuff, and I think a lot of arm wrestlers do. So the small stuff in between there is entertaining to me. Like when a match ends and Devin's standing at the table and telling them to hurry up and get back up for the next round because he has endurance and they don't. Like that's the type of shit I think is hilarious. I love watching that type of stuff. So I enjoy the whole show. But I can understand the general public not really understanding what's going on and just watching it for the actual arm wrestling match. So yeah, I mean, yeah, chopping those edits that save a lot of time, do those for sure, man. It'd be more entertaining for the general public, I think, for sure. Moving forward, posted by PRH91, says strongest arm wrestler per attribute. What's your guys' opinion on who has and had the strongest cup pronator, rise back pressure, side pressure, etc.? Dude, come on, man. I don't know. Like, and you can't even tell just by watching. You can't tell just by watching videos. I mean, of people that I've arm wrestled. So the only way you can really have a good insight of it is if you've grabbed a hold of them and compare them to other people you've arm wrestled. But to watch videos and to be like, well, this guy is the best cupping just from a video, that's kind of weird, right? Because it depends on angles and how strong the other guy was, and I don't know, and what muscles he was targeting. Yeah. So that being said, I don't know, John has the strongest hand and wrist I've ever felt, right? For me, so John has the strongest hand and wrist. Side pressure, I mean, I just pulled Todd Hutchings, and I pulled him before. When Todd starts slamming sideways, that's a lot. I pulled Dimitri Trubin, and he felt like a fucking tank a couple years ago. So back pressure to him. For me, this is all just my opinion of people I've arm wrestled. Yeah, so there you go. That's my opinion. I mean, like I said, there's guys that we can speculate. Like honestly, I want to say that Denis Saplenkov has the strongest cup ever. He can wrist curl more than anybody. I want to say that, but who knows, man? That's just really just complete speculation. So, yeah, I mean, or we can just say Denis Saplenkov has the strongest everything, or had the strongest. But then again, there's Cleve Dean, dude, and so the size of his hand would amplify his cupping, right? So I don't know, he had a huge hand, right? So. Shit, dude, I have no idea, man. I have no idea. So, moving forward, posted by Pop Lola. Says school arm wrestling. I arm wrestled a kid at school. We were 17 years old, and he got my hand in a really weird position where I could only use my bicep strength. We were like that for about a minute or two. Problem was that arm of mine was broken 5 years ago, maybe less. Now, after 4 days from this arm wrestle, I still feel pain from it, but it feels like soreness, not just flat out pain. Also, good to mention, it was with left hand, but I really don't know how to arm wrestle with the left hand. What should I do? Just wait it out? Or so you're asking for our opinion as far as the pain goes? Yeah, man, wait it out. I mean, if you're not training to be an arm wrestler or something like that, then just a little bit of time. It should heal. It should be fine. You probably just those bones, especially since they're broken, really aren't used to the torque, the twisting of your bones while you're arm wrestling and stuff like that. So they're probably just really sore, and then give it a few days and you should be good. But once again, as always, when people start posting medical questions on here, I am not a doctor. My opinion is not professional. I don't have no PhD. I'm just giving you my advice from what I've been through, man. But yeah, I would say give it some time. You should probably be all right, right? But definitely go see a doctor if you're really concerned, for sure. All right, move forward. It says, posted by Quahar Bengash, top 3 arm wrestlers of WAL and top 8. I didn't watch this. Let me skim through and see who they picked, though. He picked Prunik, Vitaly Letin, and LaVon. Oh, so he did for top 8. So he picked Prunik, Vitaly Letin, and LaVon. I don't know Prunik, really? I mean, nothing against Prunik at all, but dude, man. Everybody shits on Trubin. Why? No one gives Trubin any love because he didn't place well. He had horrible matchups. It sucks, dude. Trubin, in my opinion, is definitely stronger than Prudnik. No way. Yeah, if you put Trubin and Prudnik against each other, I would. Yeah, Trubin for sure, right? Anyway, but yeah, Vitaly and LaVon, I agree. For the other top 2 in the top 8. Oh, in last year's top 8. That's not counting this year with Dave Chafee and stuff in it. Then WL, he put number 3, Dave Chafee. Number 2, Devon Laird. Number 1, Michael Todd. Yes, well, I guess for when you made this video, yeah. As of right now, Dave's out, right? So if we're not counting Dave, I mean, yeah, I would give those are the top 3 before, but you got to throw Jerry in there. And Jerry, dude, it's crazy on the WL specifically how much styles matter. Like, it is everything based off styles. I feel like, oh man, I might get in trouble for this comment. The guys in the top 8, I don't want to say that they seem, their tools that they use seem to be a little more well-rounded, a little bit, as in, and the top guys in WL are like hardcore on their move, right? For the most part. Not saying they can't do other things, but like Jerry, flop press, right? We know it's coming, right? Michael Todd, King's move. We know it's coming. Even Devin right now is getting to that King's move, but Devin still has tools. That's why I'm so excited about Gennady Kvikvinia going into the WAL, because he has crazy tools. This dude can do anything. So I'm really excited to see how he uses his tools. So Devin has a lot of tools as well, which is why it's always been exciting to watch him arm wrestle, to watch him, shoulder roll or press Jerry Cataret, and then to try to top roll this guy or try to, flop press this other dude, so it's cool to see people that are versatile arm wrestle. So that's one thing I do like about the top 8 is that, like, I like to see these guys do their different moves and try different stuff. So, like, Dmitry Trubin can top roll, hook, he can do kind of anything to an extent, right? I mean, everybody has their A1 move, their best move, but in general, they're all really well-rounded. Prudnik is a perfect example. That dude is super well-rounded. That is, like, a lot of people say he's, the equivalent of the old John Brzezinski, right? He can kind of do everything. He's just a little undersized right now, and he's huge for his normal size. But, yeah, I mean, so, yeah, just kind of interesting. Anyway, I would agree with those top 3. Besides, I would put Trubin instead of Prudnik in the top 3 of top 8, in my opinion. Moving forward, let's see. It's posted by Of World. It says, arm wrestling table. I've been looking to buy an arm wrestling table for quite some time now, but I honestly don't know where to buy or which one to buy. I'm left-handed, so I want one where I can change the position of the elbow pads when pulling with my left arm. Any recommendations would be appreciated. So I don't know if there's any tables that are made currently that don't have it so you can switch the pads around. If there are, that's wild. Because back in the day, there used to be like only right-handed arm wrestling for the most part, so I could see back in the day having those tables, but not nowadays. Every table I know of has interchangeable pads. Now, you didn't mention like your price range, so if you're not mentioning price range at all, then go for a Mazurenko table. Go all out, spend what was it, like $1,500 for their top end one, with I think with the platform and everything. But if you're trying to save money and go as cheap as possible, cheapest I've seen is Legacy tables. Find them on Facebook. I think they're $350 plus shipping in the United States, I believe. So check them out if you're trying to find that's the cheapest ones I've heard of. Besides that, you could build your own, or maybe find go to your local arm wrestling team, and maybe someone there knows how to build them, and you can build one for like $150. So yeah, it depends on where you want to go, how you want to go for that, man. I don't know your price range. But yeah, so Legacy tables or Mazurenko. I'd say one of those two, depending on what you're looking for. Mazurenko would be on, what's their website? Not Armbets. Armpower.net. That's the Mazurenko site, right? Armpower.net. And then, the Legacy ones, I don't know if they have a website or you just have to find them on Facebook, the Legacy arm wrestling table ones. But check them out. Moving forward, posted by Jaded Human 1217. Says, first official practice. Finally got enough free time in my life to make the long drive to meet up with an official practice/table time with experienced guys. And wow, Derek is right. Oh, thanks, man. With how insanely important table time is. Within the first 20 minutes, I learned more than hours of YouTube videos. Beyond standard techniques and etc., I learned a lot about my own body and where I'm weak and need improvement. It's been a few days, and I'm in deep recovery right now. I'm in deep recovery right now with my wrist beaten to all hell, but I'm very excited to get healed up and back at it. That sounds great, man. Like, man, that reminds me of my first practice and stuff, when just getting destroyed, and I was so happy to have my arms just destroyed, right? I felt like I was really putting in work, and I really, like, your eyes get opened up to arm wrestling, and you start to see all the different techniques and counters and how crazy it is and how strong certain people are in certain weird little ways and stuff like that, and just really understanding how, or starting to see a glimpse of how big the sport is, just the actual act of arm wrestling, right? And so I feel you, man. I feel your love coming through this post, right? I'm totally with you. Sounds like you have the bug, man. If you're beats all hell and you're super excited about getting healed up and going back at it, man, I got you. I got you on that. People used to talk at practice. I remember when I first started going, and they'd be like, I like this guy. This guy's cool. I like the way he thinks. Because I would just destroy my arms. And, I mean, probably way too much. I think everybody does it, though, when they first start. And but, like, if I wasn't completely sore, if I had anything left in the tank, I feel like I was wasting a practice. But when I started, practice was few and far in between. There was no real teams to speak of down here, besides LA, which is a ways away. And so we would practice once every, 3 months. All of Southern California would get together once every, 3 months at some dude's house, and we would just go all out for, 6 hours. So that was my only table time. So since that was my only table time, I was not going to waste it, and I would just murder every aspect of my arms. Trying to hook, okay, I can no longer close my hand from a hook. Time to top roll for an hour. Okay, now we're pressing. All right, now let's start drinking some beer and let's go back at it and reset and try it all again. So, those practices are awesome, and those are some of my best memories ever. But, yeah, now that I'm in the sport a little bit longer, my table time's a little more controlled and deliberate at this stage of where I'm at right now. But, I mean, I still have guys on the team that are still getting acquainted with arm wrestling, that are going all out all the time. And I mean, as long as they're avoiding injuries and stuff, I don't tell them really not to at this point. It's kind of their own decision. But you kind of have to, man. You have to learn how to arm wrestle. You have to have been in wars. You have to know these weird angles. You have to know the limits of your body on the table and, within the rules, and just how to arm wrestle. So I think when you first start arm wrestling, just go all out and have fun. Have fun, and it's just going to tear you up in a lot of ways, but try not to get injured if you can help it. So a solid warm-up, and obviously know how to not break your arm. That'd be great. But yeah, dude, so that's great to hear. Really glad you went to your first practice and it panned out well, and you're understanding this importance of table time. That is everything when you first start arm wrestling, in my opinion. So good to hear. Good to hear. Moving forward, posted by Babylonian Sorcerer. Says Devon Laird not taking the match seriously? Question mark. From his YouTube channel, it doesn't look like he's really preparing for the match. While Michael Todd is probably being his best, Laird is challupsing around all over the world and training his rock climbing skills and whatnot. I feel like he is training emotionally, but not physically. It was the exact case with his training for Dennis. Okay, so I mean, Devin knows himself way better than we do. And his whole life is based around arm wrestling. Like he lives, eats, sleeps, and breathes arm wrestling. So, I will by default give him the benefit of the doubt that his training is going super serious. And I don't even agree with you with the stuff I've seen. I've seen videos of him at home training nonstop and things like that. But he's upping his table time, which he likes to do before super matches and stuff like that. And yeah, man. So I don't agree with you on this, but it's funny the way you worded it. I think he'll be fine. I think he's not going to go into a match with Michael Todd without being the best he can possibly be and most prepared he can possibly be. There's no way. Like, he's too competitive, too smart of a dude. There's no way. So to think that he's not taking the match seriously is kind of ridiculous a little bit. But who knows, man? Yeah, you know what? Maybe he's not. Maybe he just gets trucked. But I just don't. I doubt it, right? So hopefully it's a good match if it goes on, guys, and it's not looking too hot as far as if the match is going to go on. But I do think Devin is ready. I just watched those interviews with Michael Todd. I think Michael Todd is ready. So hopefully they have that match. Even if they don't have it in LA, hopefully they just meet up at someone's garage and fucking do it. And so we can watch it, live stream it somewhere. Ryan Bowen, you're going to be out here, man. If you get out here to the States, host the venue somewhere and make sure these matches go down. All right? For a makeshift hammer. All right. Moving forward. Posted by Me Love Cookie. It says, what is this part of the forearm called and how can I train it for arm wrestling? Well, that is your brachial radialis. He has a picture of his brachial radialis circled, and he's asking what muscle this is. So that's your brachial radialis, man. That's the one that supports the rising function in your wrist, so knuckles up function, and it helps with your brachialis, obviously, and so like your hammer curling ability, right? So hammer curls will generally help that, and anything that challenges your wrist and your ability to keep your wrist high, like keep your how do I describe that? Your wrist high. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? So you're a high post with your thumb going towards your face. That ability, right? That's what that muscle kind of controls there. So that's why you see a lot of really high end top rollers, like what's his name? Used to have a crazy one, Taurus Evakin. His arms used to be like crazy, dude, and his brachial radialis is huge. So you see a lot of, but you see a lot of well-rounded arm wrestlers with a good size brachial radialis. But yeah, there's some guys that are top rollers that is insane. I think what's his name? Oh man, brain fart today for sure. Arsen Liliev had a really thick arm. I think his brachial radialis was huge as well. But yeah, that's what that is, man. That helps with top rolling and posting. All right, next posted by NNQ2603 says Devin Street Arm Wrestling at Columbus. And this is the link to the video on Arm Wrestling TV, which is Devin Laird arm wrestling on the streets of Columbus, right in front of the Columbus what's it called? The center where the Arnolds were going to be held. It's right in front of the statue for the Arnolds, the Arnold statue. So it's Devin arm wrestling random people on the streets. They walk up. He arm wrestles. I think he's doing it with Alex Top Roll. So they put the $100 on the table and you try to beat Devin. Which I wonder how many people recognized him, dude. A lot of people recognize Devin. Like people at my work all the time, or people I talk to about arm wrestling at out in the streets. They'll go, "Oh, that one guy that," I go, "Devin Laird." Yeah, that's him. I just immediately I think at this point he's the most well known arm wrestler at least in North America, in my opinion. And just, John was ahead of his time, and John accomplished great things, but he just isn't out there with the social media, and, times have changed a little bit. So, but yeah, right now I would say Devin's the most known arm wrestler in North America for sure. Everybody always asked about him. Do you know that Canadian dude, the guy that beat the mountain? You know, everybody always says that stuff. So, but anyway, so this is a video of Devon Armas and random people, and you know, it goes the way you think it'd go. But Devin lets people really get into their groove and try to give him their best shot and stuff like that. So, and there's one arm wrestler in here. There's a guy, I think he's wearing like a blue shirt. I forget. And Devin, or he's wearing like a teal shirt around a minute and 50 seconds in. He's an arm wrestler. I remember arm wrestling him last year at the Arnold's. He was there. We pulled on the side table. Dude's crazy strong. So some people are commenting. They're like, look at Devin's struggling with this random guy in the street. That guy's an arm wrestler, by the way, guys. I don't know his name. I just remember I met him at the Arnold's last year, and he was really strong. We pulled for a while. So, yeah, you can see Devin shaking. And this is what? Day 19 of Devin arm wrestling in Columbus? So, yeah. Anyway, it's cool to watch him arm wrestling with all these people. There's been a lot of Devin content coming out of him arm wrestling in Ohio. So if you guys are big Devon Laird fans, and you have gotten your fill recently, for sure. Yeah, man, it looks painful. I can't imagine arm wrestling that many days in a row and just having arm wrestlers, super heavyweights, chop away at your arm. That's crazy. Anyway, all right. Moving forward. Posted by Babylonian Sorcerer. It says WAL 601 about to be like, and then there's a picture, and in the picture Bart Wood is wearing the old doctor's mask from like the bubonic plague, the big, the ones that look like bird beaks. It's a mask though. And then the Michael Todd and Devin Laird are arm wrestling, and they both have masks on, like the medical masks. And then there's Purell on the table, the hand sanitizer on the table. I get it. Coronavirus. Gotcha. I mean, not far off, man. If it keeps going, that's not going to be too far off. Okay. Moving forward. Posted by Kenshiro 2000. It says, WAL versus Zloty. Which one is higher, better, and more elite? Okay. Higher, better, and more elite. I'm just going to merge all those into one. I think those all the same thing. I don't know what higher is. Better or more elite. Okay, so what's like a more prestigious thing to win? A WAL championship or a Zloty Tour championship? Oh man, you know what? That question used to be easily answered, but not so much anymore. I feel like it's getting more and more gray. The more Europeans and people that are coming over here in WAL and trying it out and not being super successful. And I know they haven't had a bunch of time to get acquainted with the WAL rules and the pad size and stuff like that, but it's similar enough, where you could really tell. And our guys are top notch. The WL guys are top notch. Like I personally think Michael Todd can beat anybody in the world. My opinion. Not saying Michael Todd's my favorite arm wrestler of all time, but I think right now, who beats him? I mean, we'll see if Devin can, but I think he'll stop LaVon. Personally, I think in his move that no one's pulling through him right now. And I think unless you have a serious toolbox where you have a lot of different moves and different options available, then I don't think you have a chance. And I don't see any of the current top guys having enough power mixed with a big enough toolbox to be able to handle Michael Todd right now. So I think his arm would hold up against LaVon. But that's my opinion. Anyway, so what's more prestigious? Oh shit, man. Right now, in my opinion, everybody has their own opinions. It's like, damn, dude, I think it's like 50-50 in my head. Like, I don't even know. I can't make a decision. I think it's 50-50 of getting a hammer, or but for my own goals in my own career, I've always wanted a Zloty Tour like championship. That was always the definition of like the greatest tournament in the world and the most prestigious thing. And so I think that is actually, you know what? WL. Right now, if you're comparing WL and Zloty Tour, so this is not counting top 8. We're talking about just the tournament, the Zloty Tour yellow shirted tournament, or versus a WL hammer. What would be harder to achieve? A WL hammer. Yeah, because the Zloty Tour doesn't even have all the top 8 guys in it. So I'm not saying Zloty's easy by any means. Don't misquote me. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying winning a WL hammer against all these against Michael Todd and these guys, or going to Zloty where it's not their top guys. It's like one step down, one little step down from all their top guys. Yeah, so WL, right? Now, if you're saying WL versus top 8, ooh, that one, that's a hard decision. But yeah, so I'd say WL over Zloty Tour. But also, WL is not a tournament. right? That's a series of super matches versus an actual tournament. So I would say Zloty Tur as far as tournaments go, but even right now, man, with all this bullshit and the WAF banning stuff, like people aren't going to Zloty now because then they'll be banned from WAF. So everything's getting jacked up, man. I'm getting all depressed. Coronavirus and WAF banning is ruining my life right now. So yeah, I can go on a tangent about that forever. So yeah, I would say it's harder to win a WL Hammer than it is a Zloty Tur World Cup, in my opinion, right now. Yeah, but I really, personally, for me, my own career, I would really want a Zloty Tur trophy. I don't even care how I got it right now. I mean, as long as I won the tournament, But for my own career, that would be the most to me right now. And then the WL Hammer would come after that, hopefully. I plan on going to Zloty this year, and we'll see if I can travel. Moving forward, posted by Ken Shiro 2000, a masterclass from one of the best to do it. Thought you guys might benefit from these tips. And it's a video of Alexey Voevoda, and he's arm wrestling with people on a stage, and he has a microphone in his hand, and he's going over people's angles and stuff, and talking about their hand positioning. And so like an amateur will come up and he'll work with them, like, okay, you need to curve your wrist, you need to drive up with your hand right here. So he's helping teach people. Alexey, definitely one of the best to ever do it. Sucks he wasn't around super long in his professional career, so we could really see all the way. I mean, he beat the people of his time right-handed. But yeah, man, I wish he stayed around for a little longer and we could really see him go through his whole career. That would have been awesome. But he joined the Russian bobsledding team and got gold in that. But I think he got stripped of the gold. Didn't he get test positive for steroids? I forget. Anyway, I don't want to say it if I'm not correct. But yeah, Alexey Voevoda, teaching people how to arm wrestle. Cool, awesome video. Check it out for sure. Great stuff, great content. And and there is English subtitles, right? So someone translated it so you can understand what he's saying to the people. Next, posted by Muggy DL. Where can I watch WAL 601? You can watch it on BR Live if you're in the States or North America. And then what's the other one? Fan Seat if you're outside of the U.S. So those are apps. BR Live or Fan Seat will allow you to watch WAL 601. So check those out. Moving forward, posted by Petty Box. It says, Devon Laird, Michael Todd, deep inside exclusive interview with Neil Pickup. So Neil's doing his own YouTube channel right now. Awesome. Love Neil Pickup. Super smart guy. Fantastic arm wrestler. Amazing promoter. Nothing but a huge fan of Neil Pickup. No criticisms at all. Check out his channel if you guys get a chance. Definitely entertaining, and I listen to every word Neil says. Smart dude. So I have not. I've been excited about watching these Devon Laird and Michael Todd interviews, but I know I want to set some time aside to watch it. I've just been really busy lately, so I have not watched this yet, but kind of intentionally. I'm setting them aside, and I'm going to watch, I think there's 2 videos. I'm going to watch them both back to back. So, sorry guys, I didn't watch that one yet, but I'm sure it's Devin talking shit and Michael Todd laughing at him, trying to get in his head, and it's going back and forth, like as always. Moving forward, posted by Luca9129, says LaVon Saganashvili preparing for top 8. And then it's a picture of LaVon, who's the number 1 guy in the world currently, flexing in the mirror. And this dude, his arm is just insane. Like, now he's getting vascular. I don't remember him being vascular, but it looks like he's getting vascular. Maybe it's an off-season thing. I don't know. But yeah, he's flexing his forearm, and it's just like, it's looking very Dennis-y. His forearm is looking very Denis Saplenkov-esque. But I think, what is LaVon, like 6'3", pushing like, almost 400 pounds? Or is he 400 pounds? Dude's a tank. I remember seeing him walk around at WAF a couple years back, and dude is just like crazy. He's so thick. So, yeah, excited to watch him arm wrestle this year. We get to see him and Dave Chafee first round. That's going to be a big one. I think a lot of people wanted to see that at all. Dave, cheering for you. I think you can do it. And let's see this horsepower go to town. So it won't be as much a challenge of techniques, I don't think, but more of a test of power and strength. So we'll see how this pans out. You got this, Dave. Cheering for you, Dave. Moving forward, posted by NNQ2603. Oleg Zloty in Ukrainian tournament 2020. Oleg pulled a tournament recently, guys. So Oleg, there's been videos of him training lightly and stuff, and he's back as far as training. I don't know the people he's arm wrestling in these matches, but I do know that his angle looks a lot different than before his accident. So he looks like he's going way more sideways. He's not posting as hard. And with the guys he's pulling in this match, and these guys might be amazing world champions or at least European champions that I don't know of. But he's having good matches in these tournaments. But, I mean, what can you really expect? The dude's arm got broken like 4 different places, his left arm. And he's just getting back into it. Not to mention, I have no idea where his head's at. So it's just awesome to see him arm wrestling. I know a lot of people are wondering if he's going to be back at 100% right away. That would be insane to assume that, right? There's going to have to be some build-up, and he's got to kind of relearn the muscle memory of arm wrestling and all that stuff and start building all that the power back. So hopefully he can. I really enjoyed watching Oleg arm wrestle. It's cool seeing a 170-pounder go against these super heavyweights. It is cool, and I'm a super heavyweight, and I like watching that stuff too. So hope the best goes out to you, Oleg. Hopefully you keep training, man, and keep pushing. It'd be great to see you at the top again. Moving forward, posted by Petty Box. It says, in a recent interview, Devin talks about how his current shape compares to his peak, which Neil Pickup thinks was 2009. So it's another Neil Pickup interview where they're on Skype and they're video chatting. And but Devin talks about his current shape compared to his shape when he beat like John Brzezinski and stuff back in the day. And it's just, they're just so different. And I think anybody that really pays attention can tell that. Like his angles and everything Devin does is different. And what's better or worse, I don't know. But they're entirely different people, and their angles are totally different. Like where back in the day, Devin would default to his bicep, now he defaults to his King's move, right? Or like, I don't know. It's a lot different now. It seems like he was maybe more prone to going forward with his shoulder back then, or getting on his big muscle groups, and now it's more angles and technique and table savvy, right? I don't know. So, but yeah, he's definitely a different guy. I don't know who wins in the super match between the two, if the old Devin or the current Devin. I don't know. The current Devin, these old guys got a lot of tricks. So I'd be interested to see for sure. But it's a good interview. Obviously, anything that Neil Pickup puts out there is amazing. Guys, check him out. Moving forward, posted by Rodental. Laird versus Staxton 2018. It's the super match with Devon Laird versus Robert Staxton out in, I think it's at the Viking Arms when he goes out there every year for the Viking Arms event. He has super matches with Robert Staxton, and Robert is a shoulder press puller. And I think he sneaks in like 1 or 2 wins on Devin in the straps. Obviously, he goes to the straps like every time, but I think Robert got 1 or 2 wins on him. But then at some point, Devin brings him into a hook, and it did not move. That shit was crazy. But yeah, good match, dude. I mean, going in, kudos to props to Robert for calling out Devin and going at it. I would do the same thing. Don't ever back away from challenging these guys. Got to keep them on their toes. No matter if you win or lose, keep challenging them. Keep pushing. All right, moving forward. Posted by the Latvian Wonder. It says Oleg is back. It's another clip of the same tournament of Oleg arm wrestling, left-handed. Looking good. Winning his matches and stuff like that, for sure. But just, it's going to take some time. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying with Oleg. It's going to take some time. Moving forward, posted by Rodental. Todd versus Bortolato, not the arm break match. It's a link to a video of Michael Todd and Wagner. I think Michael Todd traveled to Brazil, was it 2 years ago? Or not that long ago, and they had a left-handed match. Wagner won the left-handed match in pretty convincing fashion. I don't know the ins and outs. Actually, I didn't hear too much about that match leading up to it. I didn't hear anything pretty much after it. But in the video, yeah, I think it's 6-0. Wagner wins. But Wagner was a beast, or is a beast, of course. So, yeah, check that out. I don't think a lot of people saw that match. I think that match did not get very much hype or coverage. So check that out if you get a chance. Move forward, posted by Luca9129. It says Gennady Fikvinia, and then it's a picture of Gennady, and he is like, I think this is the one that's a picture, right? Of Gennady flexing in the mirror and just being a beast. Yeah. So people are cracking because Gennady's legs aren't very big. I mean, shocker, guys, we're arm wrestlers. You know, it's not all about the squats. But Gennady's big right now, man. He's looking jacked. So I'm really excited. Hope he gets an WAL and hope he gets a match. And things move forward. Next one posted by Dark Trey Lord. It says, good content over hook training. Oh, and has a link to videos being put out by, I don't mess this name up, I hope, Daniel Prokopchuk. He's the champion from Moldova, multiple world champion, amazing arm wrestler, and it's his YouTube channel, and he's going over hooking, the aspects of hooking, and how to train for the different parts of a hook. Great video, and it has English subtitles, so it's perfect to watch. Definitely recommend you guys checking that out, and it'll definitely help you step up your hook and your hook training and understand some of the angles a little bit from a European champion. All right, moving forward, posted by Rubbersideup, WL 601 fan poll, and then he says, hey, I was wondering the community's opinion on with the upcoming matches in 601, so I decided to make a poll, and then he has polls for each match, and people voting on who they think is going to win. Let me see if I can see the polls and see who's winning. Oh, it doesn't say. Oh man, he has way too many. Okay, so with Devon Laird, Michael Todd, most people think that Devin beats Michael. 22.54% think that Devin will beat Michael. That's the biggest one. Interesting. So yeah, there's a lot of different choices there, guys. I don't want to go through each one right now. You know what? Fuck it. Let's go through each one real fast. So people think Devin are going to beat Michael. The next one is Ryan Bowen and Brendan Mulvihill. 53% people think that Ryan is going to win that. Well, that's not shocking. He has a way bigger fan base, especially online. People know he is, so everybody's going to vote for him. I think it's a really good match, a really hard to call match too. I don't know who to pick on that one. The Malin Kleinsmith versus Irina Gladkaya. Sorry, I mispronounced her name. It's a really close, but most people voted for Irina beats Malin. Interesting. 30% say that. Then Jamie Sheldon versus Adam Wilmot, the Angry Bird. Let's see. 42% says Adam beats Jamie. Interesting. So most people think that Adam Wilmot's going to win that one. And the last one was Eddie Hall versus Rob Vigent Jr. Dude, if people say anything besides... Okay, it says RVJ absolutely crushes Eddie Hall. 44% think that. Yeah, and then 33% think RVJ just beats him. So no matter what, nobody thinks Eddie beats RVJ. 11% of the people think Eddie breaks his arm in the match. Holy God. Hope not. Eddie stays safe. Hopefully he's got enough tips where he won't be hurting himself. All right, moving forward. Posted by Coach Ray. Says this is the full interview with Devon Laird from Viking Arms 2020. Maybe someone missed the whole thing as we released many clips. Enjoy. So this is at the Viking Arms. He did a sit down with Devon Laird, and I don't think he released the whole interview up until now, but it was always just clips of the interview. So now you guys can watch the whole thing, and it was a good interview, guys. So, all right, guys, that is the end. We made it in under an hour. Hell yeah. So you guys. Hopefully, all this stuff is the stuff with all this coronavirus. You guys are staying safe, being smart about it. I know some people think it's nothing and it's not as bad as the flu. Some people think it's the end of the world. Some people are, robbing, and I'm hearing stories of fights and stuff at the grocery store, and it's wild. Just, guys, keep your head on your shoulders, and let's ride this thing out. Watch out for your older people. Make sure they don't get sick, and take care of each other, guys. Love to see all you guys at tournaments, hopefully in the future, and everything works out, and we get through this together as a community. Even all the people all over the world, hope you guys are doing well, taking care of yourselves. Obviously that's all anybody's talking about, and it's all on anybody's mind right now is this virus, and be smart about it, guys. So anyway, as always, be bold as shit. Go for what you want. Train in your houses with your dumbbells. Get stronger. Don't stop pushing for your future and for your goals, especially within the sport. And I will put out another podcast next week, no matter what. Talk to you guys later.